Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video's topic is about the planning and organization of instruction. Now, what planning we are talking about here? We are talking about the planning of your lesson plans, your unit plans, and your annual plan. These three topics we are going to cover in it. And basically, this is important from your teaching competitive examination, such as your KVS examination, your RIT examination, any state board examination related to teaching. So this video will prove helpful for it. Okay. So what is planning in the teaching, right? Planning and organization of instruction. So that we will discuss here first. It says organizing and planning for instruction is the framework on which effective teaching is based. Careful and thoughtful planning allows instructional time to be maximized, standards to be addressed, prior knowledge to be activated, misconceptions to be confronted, and the diverse characteristics and learning needs of the students to be considered. Classroom management issues are minimized and the focus can be on the instructions and increasing the students' achievement. Okay, so this is what the planning is helpful for actually. Get focus on the instruction, it focuses on increasing the students' achievements. Okay. In addition, instruction can be scaffolded more effectively and assignments, okay, and learning goals and content can be aligned to maximize the understanding. Now, further it says that planning should be done on time. All right. So, what right time planning should be done, right? In order to run any educational institution, there should be a proper planning for the whole year. So, for curricular planning, it should be done before the academic year, first of all. In this case, the selection of your textbook should be there, the distribution, the conduct of examination should be planned, preparation of the timetable, one of the important thing or the crucial thing in this, allotment of the staff of each subject in different classes, right? Means the which teacher is going to teach which classes over there, monitoring of the each class by the teachers. Okay, in case if supposingly a teacher is engaged in particular class and he or she cannot take the another class, so who will replace that particular teacher, right? So etc are very important. All these activities highlights the importance of the annual planning. Okay, and this all what we need as a part of planning, and this highlights the need of our annual planning in an educational institution. Unit planning and lesson planning, okay, these are the other different plannings. So a good planning is the first step towards an effective classroom. If your planning is good, then it means the teaching learning process is going to be very smooth. For the smooth running of an institution, an academic planning is must. Okay, and what time it should be done? It should be done prior the academic year begins, right? So what it says here further, that for curriculum planning, okay, for any curriculum planning, it should be done before the academic year. Okay, in this case, the selection of textbook is the part of the distribution, conduct of exams, preparation of timetable, allotment of the staff for each subject in different classes, monitoring of each class by teachers. Okay, miss who will be the class teacher of particular class, etc. The timetable, the distribution of the books, and everything should be planned before the academic year begins, right? So these are very important. Now all these activities highlight the importance of annual planning. Okay, and for that what we need, we require the annual planning, we need unit planning, and we need lesson planning. Okay, so these three, annual planning, unit planning, and lesson planning, are the important part of the planning in any educational institution that you need to remember. All right. Now further it says a good planning is the first step towards an effective classroom. Means if your planning is good, it means your classroom teaching learning process will be automatically effective. Okay, a well planned classroom reduces the stress. Okay, and when a classroom is well planned, it means it reduces the stress on the teacher and help to minimize the disruptions. When teacher knows what they need to accomplish and how they are going to do it, they have a better opportunity to achieve success with the added benefits of less stress. Okay, in short, I can say, if the planning of a teacher has been done before going to the classroom, if a teacher is ready, a teacher has planned that this is what I'm going to teach in my classroom today, okay, he or she is aware about it, that what purpose I am going and what topic I am going to deliver, and his preparation is good, then automatically the teaching will move very smoothly in the classroom. Further, when the students are engaged in the entire class period, they have less opportunity to cause disruption. Okay, if the teacher's planning is such that a teacher is able, supposedly a period is of 40 minutes, and a teacher is able to engage students for next 40 minutes, so in that regard, there will be less disruption in the classroom. But just imagine a class period is a duration is around 40 minutes and teacher is prepared only for the 10 minutes. So definitely remaining 30 minutes the students are going to create a chaos in the classroom. Alright guys? Okay, now first of all, we are going to discuss about annual planning. This is our first planning, that is annual planning, which is also known as called in some books it refers as yearly plan also. So an annual plan outlines the smooth operation of curricular and co-curricular activities. An annual plan provides a method of tackling the progress of some of the key tasks your service needs to complete regularly, as well as the specific on-off project. For some project, you will need to develop much more detailed timelines identifying who, what, and when. An annual plan allows you to easily tick items off as you go on and check the progress. Okay, you can also ensure that the tasks are spread over the year and in the right order. Each teacher needs to have a copy of currently approved curriculum guide or program outline, or that is your yearly plan. The instructor's copy may include additional deletions and other unofficial modifications needed for curriculum planning purpose. Also, in your annual planning, substitution must be approved as per the procedure for approval of the program. Title, hour, and content changes. However, the curriculum guide is not in sufficient details to ensure uh, to sufficient detail to ensure the sound instructions. Therefore, instructors need to maintain the plans of instruction such as lesson plans. Okay, an annual plan contains all the academic and co-curricular activities to be taken into the specified academic year. Okay, so you should know that what it should include an annual plan. It include all the academic and co-curricular activities. Okay, it gives a detailed descriptions about the units to be covered in each month and the related activities to be undertaken along with the unit. Hence, we can say that an annual plan reflects the total activities of the school. From the annual plan, the unit plan can be constructed. Okay, generally, the annual plan is prepared before the beginning of the new academic year. It is useful in the scheduling the activities of the school as well as the availability of time to accomplish the activities. Okay, the next topic, the next kind of planning which include in academic is unit plan. Okay, so first we will discuss what is the meaning of unit plan. So a proper planning of a unit is very important for teacher success in his or her teaching. Unit plan can be one of the most exciting and rewarding experience for a teacher since it demands his or her ability to relate societal and professional values to knowledge of the learner. This is what it demands. Unit planning requires this thing. Okay, so knowledge of the subject matter and knowledge of teaching method is very must for doing a unit planning. What exactly is a unit plan? What makes it so important? So if we look at this aspect, so here we can see the definition of the unit plan. A unit plan is a series of lesson plans designed around a specific topic, lesson, etc. Is it clear till here? Okay, or shall I repeat it? A unit plan is a series of lesson plans designed around the specific topic, lessons, etc. Okay, and your unit plans, it begins with the selection of a unit starting point. Okay, there is a starting point in every unit, and this is from where unit planning start. Now, according to Borick, okay, one of the educational psychologists, Borick in 1988, he described the unit planning as a creating a diagram or visual blueprint of what one wants to teach. So according to Borick, it is something, it is a visual blueprint of what a teacher is going to teach. Unit planning is a process wherein the teachers select, organize, order, evaluate, and revise both what they teach and how they teach it. Okay, what will be the process of teaching it? The unit must be a comprehensive and significant aspect of the environment. Okay, till it is clear what the unit planning is. Okay, Okay, now we will discuss about the origin of unit plan, that from where this origin of the unit plan took place. So unit plan was originated from your Gestalt psychology. Okay, the Gestalt theory of learning has a great influence on human learning. According to this theory, the learning takes place when the whole is perceived rather in the parts. Okay, this is when the learning takes place. Okay, for example, we understand the concept of diversity. Okay, when we know about the various aspects of diversities such as linguistic, religious diversity, etc. A unit plays an important role in learning. The learner usually takes help of the units in understanding and grasping the knowledge. Okay, further we have the how do the teachers plan their units. Okay, so planning a unit depends on the nature of the topic, that what kind of, whether it's easy topic, difficult, an average kind of topic, right? So the importance assigned to it by a teacher. Okay, this is teacher's decision about how the lesson will be organized. Okay, so everything is in the hand of the teacher, that how they organize, how they plan it. So students' interest and time availability. Generally, it takes 2 to 3 weeks is a manageable amount of time for transacting a unit. Okay, means the time period which is required to do a unit planning is approximately your 2 to 3 weeks. Means we can take it as around 1 month. It allows a class to explore a topic with some depth and to engage in intellectual discourse on an issue. With every unit, try to provide the students with a lesson schedule and a homework assignment sheet. Design some form of unit projects includes a unit test also. So what a unit plan includes, this is mentioned, it's assignment, it's sheets, it's what kind of homework, what kind of projects, what tests should be included in it. Okay, that all is the part of your unit planning. Now as you plan it, it is useful to ask yourself some of the following question, and as a teacher you need to ask some of the following question to yourself. And what are these questions? Let's see them. So let's have quickly look at this question. You can ask, does this unit build on the previous unit or has some connection with it? Does this unit lay a basic or the future units, etc.? Are there material for the students to analyze in class? Okay, do the lessons include enough activities for the students to do? Okay, are my teaching learning activities varied and interesting for the students? Okay, so this question a teacher should ask it before planning, or at the time of planning, doing unit planning. Okay, next we have the what are the steps which are included for the preparation of a unit planning. So we have the following steps, as you can see here, approximately it's given 5 to 6 steps are there. So first one is select a unit chapter first of all, okay, while doing the unit planning. Then divide that unit or the chapter into the subunit. Okay, like for example, you have chosen a chapter of environment. Okay, or supposing if you're an English teacher, you have taken parts of speech, so you will divide it. Okay, first you are going to teach a noun in that, or a pronoun, or whatever it is, right? So it is called it subunit of it. Now the next one, it says that for each subunit formulate learning objective. Like for example, your is of noun, right? This is one subunit you have chosen, that is of noun. Okay, so that learning objective, that your children should be knowing that what the noun is, if the next day you ask them or someone else ask them, right? Now develop the instructional procedure for each subunit. Okay, when what kind of instructions you will use to make it better understandable for the students. Okay, so your instructional procedure would include number of periods, your main teaching points, your teaching learning activities, the methods used by you, what kind of medias and teaching aid you are going to utilize in it. That is your instructional procedure. Okay. Further, it says that one should need to plan and prepare the evaluation question also. Like supposingly, if you have taught a topic and students are not able to give answer to the from that particular topic, it means your teaching has become a kind of failure. So certain questions you need to be ready with it, which can evaluate, which can judge the understanding of the learning of students. Okay. Next point said have a benchmark in place. Once the transaction of the unit has begun, use benchmarks to keep you on the track from time to ensure that learning objectives are being met. Okay, the third type of planning in teaching is our lesson plan. Okay, which most of the teachers, those who are in the teaching field, they must be familiar with it. So, but still, when we talk about the theoretical part of it, most of us we are not familiar with it, right? So let's have a discuss about the lesson plan, its meaning and its definition. So planning for instruction is the part of a teacher's day-to-day activity for the teaching. Means day-to-day means it is a daily activity or lesson plans, right? Lesson plans specify the learning objectives, content, methods, material and equipment application and evaluation of each lesson that is taught. Okay, when we say evaluation, it means the questions which are asked by the teacher from the right. Okay, the teacher asks the or expect the questions from the students to answer them. All right, so that is the evaluation, right? So such planning prepares a teacher to teach and is invaluable to substitute the teachers, okay, who will need to know what and how to teach. The lesson plans serve several purposes, okay. For beginning teachers, in particularly, they provide the day-to-day planning of a course. Okay, such plans can easily be modified and subsequent years of teaching a program. Lesson plans can be evidence of a good sound planning and preparation and provide detailed information about teaching performances and level of expertise. Let's see what it says further. Even after the lesson is taught, administrators and the teachers themselves can analyze and reflect on the instructional methodology. They can also provide useful information for school administration. Okay. Ideally, instructors can will use formal plans such as the lesson plans, which usually include the four-step methods for teaching to a specific outcome or objective. Okay, that is your preparation of students, presentation procedure, application and evaluation. This four-step procedure can be utilized. The theoretical knowledge of teaching concept does not provide any guideline for the classroom instructional procedure. Okay, means to say that only theoretical knowledge, okay, if a teacher comes and only delivering the lecture, okay, that will not help students to learn better. Every teacher who intends to teach something has to prepare an outline on his or her subject or topic in written form or at his or her cognitive level, that is known as the lesson planning. A teacher has to apply his or her knowledge, theoretical knowledge, in planning and administrating his lesson plan. A practical outline of a topic to be taught in a period is called a lesson plan. Okay, so what is defined here, a practical outline of the topic to be taught in a period is called a lesson plan. It is designed during the student's teaching or teaching practices. Okay, teaching is organized in three phases, that is the pre-active, okay, one is interactive and third one is your post-active. All these activities of a teacher and his planning done prior of the timing of his class are called pre-active teachings. Okay, the pre-active means whatever planning you have done before entering the classroom or before taking your lesson. Okay, lesson planning is the uh, pre-active phase of a teaching. Okay, and lesson planning comes under pre-active phase. Now Benning and Benning in 1982 have explained the structure and the purpose of lesson planning in their definition. Okay, and what is the definition? The definition says that all lessons planning involves defining the objectives, selecting and arranging the subject matter, and determining the method and procedure. Alright, so guys, in this video we have covered about the planning. We have learned about the three kind of planning: your annual planning, your unit planning and your lesson plans, okay, which are important from any of your teaching competitive examination. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and we will come up with the more content for you guys. Okay, keep watching and share with your friends, etc. Alright, thank you very much. Bye bye, have a nice day.